Your thoughts after getting a chance to watch the film back from Saturday's loss?
Corey, they shot the ball really well. I was very disappointed. Obviously I'm, very stubborn when it comes to our defense with this group here, man. But they were really good. They shot the ball extremely well. I thought, some of those I thought were contested. Some of them they made it. They came out and played well. It was weird because, we'd had 2 or 3 games this year where I thought we played that well, and they obviously that was the game that someone played that well against us. And so, yeah, could we have been better? Absolutely. Do we have to do a better job in that area? Absolutely. But I will say give Clemson a lot more credit than I thought after watching the game.
And Kevin, one of the early marquee wins for this team, obviously back in January, was beating Duke at home. How different does this Duke team look from what you've seen, and how different is it playing on the road at Cameron Indoor, a place where they're 15-0 so far this season?
Well, John's done a really good job with his team. It's a completely different team. They're playing really good basketball. They got Roach back, and he's playing a little bit, off the ball. And, the young guys have really, really gotten better. And obviously, I don't even think we can call them young guys because at the end of the year now, at the end of February, they should be sophomores and grown up. But they've gotten a lot better, and they really, really, obviously, as you said, 15-0 at home. They're really good at home also.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
James Henderson, go ahead.
Hey, Kevin, hope you're doing well. I don't know if you have an update on Jack, but can you just discuss what he was giving you when he had returned? I know you had started to ramp his minutes up a little bit.
I don't have an update. He'll be a game to day, game by game situation. I couldn't tell you whether he's playing or not tomorrow, or when he will play, or if it's in the ACC tournament. But what he gives us is obviously, and it's so funny when he started playing again, you realize it how well he really rebounds the basketball. He goes after it, but it gives you another kind of a 6'8", 6'9", long, athletic wing that can shoot the ball, and we can play him at some 3, and we can play him at some 4. His ability to shoot the ball kind of helps our team because it opens up a little bit more of the posting for DJ Burns, and we're allowed to switch a lot of screens with him because his ability, to keep some smaller guys possibly in front of him. So we'd love to have him on the court. I think, Ernest and Greg have done a great job by him being out, but we do need another guy to kind of add to our rotation that will certainly help us out a lot.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
John Johnson, go ahead.
Good morning, Coach. You brought up the ACC tournament there real quick, and I wanted to ask you about it. And I asked Coach Shire about this a little bit earlier. Just wanted to get your thoughts on the importance of having the tournament in Greensboro, a city like that with its history and its history within the ACC. Your thoughts on playing in Greensboro?
Well, you're probably trying to start an argument with somewhere by asking that. The tournament's always been a big success in Greensboro. And I think we all know that I'm a guy who grew up in Lynchburg, Virginia, and Greensboro is probably about an hour and 45 minutes away. And so I've always enjoyed it there. I think the folks in Greensboro has always done a tremendous job putting on a good tournament. I'm glad it's there. I hope it comes back in the future. I think it's a really good place to have it. Now, when you got good basketball teams, you can put the tournament a little bit of everywhere and people are going to come, but it is special that it's back in Greensboro.
Thanks, Coach. And I wasn't trying to start any fights. This is where I reside. So
all right.
I appreciate your comments.
I love the fact that you asked the question because I think it's important that we do get a chance to discuss Greensboro because it is a great place for the tournament.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
David Thompson, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, I'm sure you're expecting more of a dogfight against Duke than last time, but what do you expect to have success in this game that you did in the last against Duke?
Well, I don't know. I tell people when you play teams a second time around, I know everybody's like, man, what can you take from the first game? I just don't know what you can take. I thought we played really, really well, and I didn't think they had one of their better games. But, you know, we've got to come out and be NC State, and I'm sure Duke's got to be Duke, and, you know, obviously try to play with a lot of confidence. And I will tell you that when you watch them on tape, they're a completely different team. You can actually, you know, I haven't even spent a lot of time on the last game that we played because they're different in a lot of ways. And, you know, they're scoring the ball, they're defending well. We have to continue to take care of the basketball. We got to continue to play the game inside out. We got to try to get in transition if we can, and, you know, play a lot better. And they've done such an incredible job. You know, just, you know, I think they may be one of a few teams in our league that's undefeated at home, and so that says a lot about their program right now.
We'll go to Royal Howell. Go ahead, Royal.
Good morning, Coach. Hope you're doing well. Coach, what do you think in the last 4 games? Terquavion, he shot 18 for 61 from the field, 7 of 30 from deep. What do you think's been the biggest reason for the struggles? Is it just him rushing the shot attempts, or more about, you know, just volume shooting, or just trying to put the team in better situations to succeed 2 and 2 throughout that span? What do you think's the biggest reason for the poor struggles from the field and 3-point range in the last 4 games?
Well, I think he's getting probably the best perimeter defender because obviously his ability to score, you know, still. And what I like about him, he hasn't shot the ball well as of late, but he still have had productive games for us, and meaning passing the ball, playing solid in different ways. You know, doesn't take much for him to get back going. The great thing about him, Royal, is that he has a short-term memory. So those stats that you're talking about, he don't even know what you're talking about. But, you know, I think a lot of it is people are game planning him, obviously trying to be physical with him. You know, we've got to put him into a few more better spots to be able to get some easier shots. And I think for him, getting out in transition will help him a little bit more. Driving the ball instead of settling for a few outside shots, I think will be, you know, something that'll help him and our team a little bit more.
And Coach, as you head to Cameron tomorrow night, your team's one of the highest scoring teams in ACC offensively, and Duke's one of the best defensive teams in the ACC. Something has to give tomorrow night. Call it like it is. What are your 3 keys to winning in Cameron Indoor tomorrow night?
Well, I just think we got to be us. You know, I think, you know, as you said before, we've demonstrated that we can really score the basketball. And I think we have to be productive. And that's through, you know, a lot of ball and player movement and, you know, kind of, you know, can we get a few offensive rebounds? Can we get out in transition? I think we have to really be good and take care of the basketball. You know, Duke's, they're really good, especially when they can turn you over. And, you know, obviously we don't want to have a lot of turnovers for touchdowns where they're getting a lot of easy baskets.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll finish up with James Henderson. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, Kevin. I think you guys are the only team in the country in the top 10 in fast break points and fewest turnovers. Can you just discuss that dynamic of being able to run and play with pace, but also limit your own turnovers on the offensive end with your team?
Yeah, I'm so proud of our guys and it usually doesn't work that way when you have a team who, you know, presses and have so much freedom. I think we've done a good job, and a lot of the credit should go to, you know, the 3 guys who really handled the ball a lot for us. You know, Terquavion, Jarkel Joyner, and then DJ Burns. Those guys have really stepped their game up as far as making great decisions, and any opportunity that we can get out and run. I think our guys do a good job of running and rebounding the ball and getting out and running. But I've been very impressed with the way we have been able to take care of the basketball, which says a lot about the guys in the program. And, you know, we need to do that in order to be a really good basketball team. You want to limit your turnovers and try to get as many easy baskets as you can.